Drop.
Is this the fucking mic? This is exactly what I should be doing.
What's up, and welcome to this week's episode of The Drop, your weekly source for all things NFT and crypto art, as well as upcoming drops by notable people in the Mograph industry. I'm Matt Milstead. Joining me, as always, is Dave Koss, and joining us this week is Ryan Summers. We're going to get his hot take on NFTs.
But first, let's talk about some drops.
Yeah, let's go into some drops. Some really cool artists this week. Right now, Nifty Gateway is doing this thing. It's, oh boy, what did they call it? Crap, I didn't write it down. I should have written it down.
You know, the thing.
Nifty Gateway.
The
yeah,
thing.
The thing. It's the Nifty Bees.
Oh, yes.
Is it like a Sotheby's
Is it supposed to be Sotheby's
Nifty thing? I don't know.
I see what you did there. Very
Nifty
clever.
Bees. But there's a bunch of really good artists. Basically, they're auctioning off single artist stuff. You know, you've got artists like Hackatoo and Ferocious and Fuckrender and Mad Dog Jones and stuff like that, all being offered on this, which is pretty cool. You know, it's pretty neat. And that's actually going from today. No, it ends today. And then, yeah, it's been going the past couple days up until today. And then the 27th. And for those who are listening to this later on, being like, oh, I want to get in on that.
Too late. Yeah.
Too late. Yeah. So the other one, there's another artist dropping today. That's I'm going to mess up all these names because
that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Lucio Paletti, I think. This one was really cool. The art pieces are really, really rad. You know, so this might be one that I hop into and purchase. Let me see if you can you go to go up one thing to their actual like Twitter account, and you can see a lot of their work. Their work is intricate and gorgeous and illustrative and like just so pretty. Like, yeah, this is a rad
pretty
artist.
Intricate. Wow.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, oh, yeah. Here's another one for Nifty. Here, Dave. Check this one out because this one was cool. I just sent it to the dingus. Yep.
Right.
See, it's like I start putting this stuff together. Like this one was posted at 8:10 a.m. You know, for the Nifty drop, and it's like, oh, I had already done the drop.
The notes.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty. I like it. Super
does it say?
exciting. I don't know. Monta something.
Moneta?
Divina.
Yeah.
But look how intricate that is, man.
So
it's super good. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's today at 6:30, 6:30 Eastern time. Let's see, and then the next person we've got up is
Asanachi?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
that's
And
right.
Dun Jazzy. Really cool artist from Nigeria. So has these like super cool looking like
they show off the work anywhere or
no, they don't.
Why not put the work in these?
I don't know. See, it's frustrating. I feel like
your
Nifty
work.
Gateway like talks to these people and says, oh, you need to do a video, but you need to tease it. It's like they tease it, but they don't actually show the work. All I ever want to see is the work. Like
yeah.
The last person that we saw, I saw that work was cool, and I was like, yes, I will probably buy that, you know?
Right.
But, like, not showing off the work. Now,
unless you know
mean,
the
you
artist,
can go to
right?
their
If you
Twitter
know the
page,
artist,
and you can
you'll-
see the artist, and you can see what their work, you know, this one, it's cool work. It's cool work, you know? But it's like, yeah, show me a cool, like, preview. So, that one's on the 29th. Next up on the 30th, Anthony Azaquo. A super great artist. Like, this is killer work. I believe this is another Nigerian artist, I believe.
I wonder if this is digital drawing or if this is
I think this is actual physical like painting and stuff like that, because the red man that he did, you'll see it's like a bright red painting and stuff.
See the
with
difference in reaction when we can actually see this and be like, wow, look at this art,
absolutely.
as opposed to like just a thing that says, hey, I have a drop.
Right.
Like,
this is gorgeous work. So, but also you have to keep in mind that was I posted that in there because I couldn't find one that said, oh, this is my upcoming drop. I just posted their work so that you could see what it's like. But man, it's gorgeous stuff.
Yeah.
Super gorgeous stuff. Yeah. So let's see. That's it for Nifty Gateway. Just a few things. Then over on Maker's Place, Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine is doing a drop with Peter Moorbacher, I believe. It's like a I want to say it's like a Dungeons and Dragons-y type thing, you know. Yeah, like the Warcraft. Order of Karos. Yeah. Karos. Yeah. It's the collection of the characters and heroes he played from his childhood basement. You know, Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, very pretty looking stuff. I find it weird that it's Tom Morello, but whatever. You know, I thought it was weird last week when what's her name? Shakira was doing a drop. But that one ended up doing quite well. I believe one of them sold for $30,000, which is crazy.
And it didn't do as well as what was the other one?
It didn't do as well as T-Pain. Like I'm surprised, dude. T-Pain's was legit.
Yeah, it
from
was.
Like you know, Shakira's was like these very pretty cinemagraphs and stuff like that. But man, T-Pain's like. That's still the auction's still going on, and it's only up to like $2,000. It's like, man, if I had the money, I would buy that one because that T-Pain one was sweet. You know. All right.
Yeah.
Next up on the 30th, we've got. I'm gonna say that it's probably Sergeant Slaughtermelon. I believe
you skipped Tyler Gordon.
Did I skip Tyler? Oh, yes. I did skip Tyler Gordon. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and actually, I want to talk about this because I'm annoyed by this one. I'm sorry, Tyler Gordon. Tyler Gordon is doing a collaboration with Common Spirit Health. Common Spirit Health is a you know.
Is that a brand?
Yes. Oh yeah, it's like a healthcare provider, and it's like WTF. Okay, so next we're gonna get like Blue Cross Blue Shield along with someone else, and it's like, really, does Common Spirit Health whatever anyway?
Taco Bell and Slipknot.
And
JP Morgan Chase, like where is this ending?
JP Morgan Chase along with Ferocious.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel I whatever, to each their own.
Who's generating? I think the place to be in this space right now is like to be the people who are actually connecting these totally disparate groups of people that would never even give each other the time of day, that are just like do you think Shakira, I mean, I could be totally wrong because I felt very cynical about a lot of this stuff, like Paris Hilton with whatever, and then I've seen like the kind of interesting stuff that's coming out of that. Like, do you think all these celebrities are like, man, I got to get into this NFT thing, I've been on the sidelines watching it? Do you think they're really watching, or do you think
I don't know if a lot of them are like, oh, I need to do this?
I think there's agents with package deals that are like, you've got to get in early because look what happened with like who was it that got into like energy water, and now they don't. There's a rapper that got into energy water.
50 Cent?
50 Cent, like he got into
it.
And,
like, he own that?
He did.
He did own
it.
Okay.
Well, he came in as like an investor after it already started. But like, I mean, like look at I watched the Savage Fenty thing that's on Amazon from Rihanna, and she is like literally got minted a billionaire like less than a month ago because she got in early on actually like stewarding and driving her own lingerie and like beauty makeup line. And now there's a million people trying to like race to catch up to her.
Yeah.
But like that had to come from someone also with her interests, that like I feel like there's got to be a handful of people who are like, I'm really into this. Like, how do I take advantage of it? And then there's other people who are just like, nope, you got to do this. You know how we're going to have you do a record deal and sing? Nope, you're going to do NFTs.
Yeah, I guarantee you, because, you know, having...
Oh, vitamin water.
Yeah, vitamin. It was vitamin water, yeah. The thing is, I guarantee you there are shops out there that are like, hey, let's hook up these artists, and then let's find, you know, some people who want to make NFTs. I guarantee you a lot of these people. T-Pain, I bet you anything, someone didn't approach him. I feel like he
found somebody.
Yeah, he found someone.
But this is a good opportunity for people who are looking to find brands, I guess, to get some work with.
Yeah, right.
I mean, personally, I think I'm going to hit up CVS's nice brand, cornflakes, and see if we can do a collab.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Dude, Dorpy needs to get on that Kibbles and Bits.
Purina.
And be like,
Kibbles and Bits.
Purina.
Yeah. That's right. I think it's a good idea.
Awesome.
Right? So, yeah, actually, absolutely. Like James says, when money's involved, people bend,
money dough.
Because you talk about, I mean, it's very easy just to say, oh, Paris Hilton made this much. Oh, Shakira just made this much. Oh, there's an NFT artist named Beeple who you may not have heard of who made this much. And it's like, what?
Yeah,
like, dollar signs. Okay, just sign me up. Whatever.
There's boardrooms lining up.
Yeah. Meanwhile, then you have the them not realizing that they're also going to have to pay the record label and stuff like that, and they're going to end up coming home with like $20, right? And after the record labels take all their money,
burning whatever kind of authenticity they have as actual capital too for anybody if they ever want to do it again, right? Like I don't feel like this the space is going to have a short-term memory for a lot of this stuff, right? If somebody genuinely wants to try to get back in, like, but you were the one who did this. Like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Like it feels like there is like you're either in it or you're not, and you're either taking advantage of it or you have like a honest an interest in just the artist as well as yourself along the way.
Absolutely.
You got one more.
Yeah, I got one more. Sergeant Slaughtermelon. That's right.
Love that.
Let's go back to Sergeant Slaughtermelon. This one was cool. So, reading the description, it's a project in creating digital art with glitch aesthetics, sometimes using processing scripts that are altered or coded from scratch, which is pretty cool. Like creating generative art and stuff like that by doing coding. I think that's rad. Like that's a new, I don't know. It's cool. I feel like that goes well with the NFT space and stuff like that.
Yeah. So community. We got some community here.
Yes.
Got to talk about Paul.
Let's talk about Paul. So our good friend, Mr. Paul Robinson, our original fan, has been killing it in the NFT space, and I'm super, super happy for him. He just released a 3-part NFT. It is you can get all 3 parts on Maker's Place right now while there's still some left. I think they're getting sold pretty quick. So
I love the concept of the choose your own ending thing. That's just really cool.
Yeah,
I love that concept.
That is cool. And I'm trying to look it up, but
collect them now.
Stupid.
What are you trying to look up?
I'm trying to actually look it up, but Maker's Place's search is awful. Right. So there's only like 7 of each. It's an edition of 10, and there's only like 7 left, and he just dropped them just like the day or 2 ago. So get in while you can. Super cool stuff. I love Paul's work. So.
I also wanted to talk quickly about there's this thing, and I'll put a link in the notes for this, and it's another random NFT like collectibles thing that is just I don't understand it. It's one of those things, but people are doing it. There's a TikTok where this one guy who is showing it off. His name is Niftiest. That's his name on Twitter. I'm sorry, not Twitter, on TikTok. And he's talking about the fact that there are now these NFTs that are like collectible lists. All it is text. And if I can find a shot of it somewhere here. So, for example, think about like titanium ring, war belt, just like chain boots, pendant. And it's just a list of text.
I feel like these are people's seed phrases.
You're buying you're buying these lists of text, and that's the NFT. And it's almost like there are these text of collectibles. Maybe it could coincide with a game or I don't know. Dungeons and Dragons. I don't understand. So you're gonna spend $1,000 on 5 pieces of text.
Yeah, whatever. All right.
Okay. All right, we'll go with that.
If you guys don't understand it, I get worried because I feel like this is where everybody who has the worst inclinations about NFTs, like they feel justified, where they're like, see, and they just start pointing. Like, that's what I meant. That doesn't make any sense. Like,
But the thing is, like, when you're doing NFTs, sometimes you hear something like that. I mean, the thing about NFTs in general, when you hear about NFTs the first time, you're like, it's what? And then you're like, oh, I get it. So maybe these text things will make sense down the line. Yeah. You know, maybe I'm just not cool enough to understand. You know? But we'll see. We'll see. Check out that TikTok. Follow that dude. He seems pretty interesting. Maybe he's got the answers.
Yeah.
Maybe it's him. Maybe he's the engine driving it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all a
ploy. What does Dorpy think about that?
What does Dorpy think about that? I don't have any comments from Dorpy on that, but you know, I think he is supposed to show up at any point now. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. Oh, Dorpy, what a surprise. I wasn't expecting you.
How's it going?
It's pretty good.
I'll make this quick today because I got a lot going on in the bark round.
In the back. Oh gosh.
The bark round. That was a good. That's a dad joke / pun.
Yeah. That one's probably the worst one you've had so far. Okay, keep going.
I'm working on a new Lego NFT right now. That's my new deal. Well, I can't call it Lego or I'll get sued, you know. But it's a bunch of Lego dogs in 3D, and it's called Everything is Possum.
Oh gosh.
I feel like somebody's already done that. That's it's ready made. Everything's possum.
Yeah.
Stupid poses.
Yeah. It's really time consuming to get all the bricks placed just right, but I guess you could say I'm building up to it.
I can imagine EJ's face right now while he's typing.
Okay, I gotta go. My lunch is almost ready. I can smell it. I'm cooking up some Wolf brand chili.
Oh gosh.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
I think we have to license Triumph the Insult Dog to come on to be
right.
on
That would be
window.
hilarious.
Yeah, he needs a cigar. Yeah, I'm running out of dog puns after 30 episodes, so you're just gonna hear some really bad general puns. You know, just pull from my dad jokes for that.
I did enjoy the Wolf brand chili. That was good. That was good. Yeah.
Any other NFT things we want to talk about?
Boneworld that we talked about last week is actually dropping tomorrow. So that'll be fun. That one, and then you know what? There was one other thing that I wanted to talk about, and I thought this was really, really cool. Where is it? Okay, it's called Boss Beauties. This was another one of those collectible ones. BossBeauties.club. It was cool. It was basically these, you know, the NFTs, you know, the generated NFTs were like CryptoPunks or, you know, the Visitors or something, where it was all these successful women looking, you know, NFTs and stuff like that. Let me see if I can send you the link.
I got it. The
OpenSea collection. Yeah, click on the OpenSea collection and you kind of see what it is if it'll actually load for me. But it's very cool. It's like all these professional women in different, like, you know, different careers and stuff like that. I don't know. It was pretty cool. And that one blew up really quick. Like the floor price for it is already 0.29 ETH, which is crazy. It was really cool. So good to see that one happening as well. Yeah.
Yeah. What are most people using to generate this kind of stuff? Like, is there a lot of scripting and stuff going on? Are people doing a lot of this stuff manually?
So.
You know, seems like a lot of work to get all that.
Yeah.
You know, because you look at these in particular. If you use this one as an example, a lot of them have the same hat or the same flower. It's just like these mix and match combos. I'm just wondering how people are going about creating these without having to just kill themselves.
I mean, I would assume you could code them all together. So I'm sure you can code something in order to create a whole bunch of generative things.
I bet people have like different. I bet a lot of people have a lot of different systems to go about doing. I bet there are some people out there trying to like manually go through and do each one, and that's got to be just a lot of work. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ryan, you got anything else NFT wise?
Man, I'm not in this space, but I'm curiously interested. I think I'll be totally honest. When it first started, a lot of it rubbed me the wrong way. Mm-hmm. In this, like, obviously, like, there was all the environmental concerns, which I'm sure have been talked to death and disproven in certain ways. And
and there's people who are better. The pieces that are
and there's people who are going to stand by that for eternity because it's just their stance. I find it interesting that there are some like whole industries that if you even mention NFT, like you're out. You know, like the TV animation industry. If you even start talking about NFTs, they're just like, get out of here. Like it's just like blacklist. Like people just don't want anything to do with it for whatever reason. I don't know where what the specific reason is that causes it. I mean, for me, the things that have been really exciting because I'm not in it and tracking it. I feel a lot like if you weren't there at the beginning and are like in it, it's like if you were born in the 50s and you went away and like worked in a factory and you just came up for air when you're ready to retire and you thought the world was going to look exactly the same as you expected, and all of a sudden there's like rap music. You're like. Yeah. But it's been going for like 30 years and there's all the like shared history and knowledge and the clapbacks and all the like, and you just don't know any of that. I think it's so intense that you need to be on top of everything to understand like what's happening. Like the language is still being formed, the systems, the platforms, like what an NFT actually even is, what it can do. I think that like there's just people who are just like, I can't hold on anymore, man. Like I can't keep up with it. And I feel like I'm coming from the opposite. Like I was so kind of turned a little bit about it that now I feel like I'm trying to find the places to like find access to. Like where do I go like the show, like to just be like, where's my place in it? Like where do I fit in? I think there's more and more creatives that are like, okay, I'm interested. I'm not in, like, I will never be at the place where I'm interested in as speculation, right? Like I appreciate the fact that that is a good portion of the engine that is driving it, and that's what turns off a lot of people. I think if you're going to call anything art, it's going to have an element of speculation, right? Like to think otherwise is again like showing you're just like immaturity. Like you could want it not to ever be, but with this like ability to have these platforms and the money that's being thrown on, that's always going to be there, right? There's always going to be shilling. There's always going to be like duplicitous behavior. There's always going to be people taking advantage of people, and you decide your threshold for that, right? But like if you're mad that that's what it is, like that, okay, cool. So just stay away from it forever because you're also not going to like the brick and mortar art world, right? Like it's just not for you, right? Like that's fine. Yeah. What I am super, super stoked, and I think it's common sense and it's obvious, but the fact that people actually own something. And I think this is why it's so powerful in the motion design industry, is that we've defined ourselves as not being able to own anything, right? Like you almost define motion industry that you're making work for someone else for your career, right? And we've celebrated people who have done that so well that we've just like normalized it, and people are either pushing against or embracing this so strongly because this is the first real time anyone in the motion industry, other than making like texture packs or some tutorials, can own their actual art and see like you can go out into the world and see what the perceived value of it is. And I think it's why it pisses people off, because there's people who their art, if it was by our standards as motion designers making stuff for other people, this stuff should sell like huge, like fucking crazy, giant numbers. And the one-to-one does not connect for a lot of people. You know, like the people I've talked to that are like not opposed to it because of the environment, but they're opposed to it because like this doesn't make sense why this sold as much as did and why this has never been touched before, right? Like people don't want to accept the fact that their station or their cred or their art making capabilities could be dismissed for whatever reason, right? Like I don't know, I don't like the amount of like, I didn't like the shilling that was going on. Like I was trying to get in a clubhouse and Dave Coe was really like, man, you should check this out, this could be cool. And I liked like especially like Hen, like he was trying to get me into that early on, and I liked the idea that there's just a space for artists to make stuff and share it and trade it and like help promote each other for nothing other than just awareness, right? Like there was no implication that would ever be something of, and it feels like Hen is even starting to have that sea change as well, where like people are making not Beeple money, but people are making like money, like it's legit. And I think that in my mind, it feels a lot like I reference this so much because I came of age in Chicago when like the grunge scene was starting. So all these bands like went in all these different permutations, right? There's bands who just made the music they're going to make and said, screw everything. There's other ones who went and grabbed for the gold ring and made it and are career artists. There's other people who imploded right when they tried to do that. And I feel like there's a lot of that, right? Like there's just like, it's such a like volatile, unsteady, interesting place to like make art. So bottom line, I like just finding new people. Like you just mentioned, like artists I've never heard of in Nigeria. That would never happen in motion design.
Right. Absolutely.
On any day in the history of motion design, I would never see that person come across my radar, even when I was trying. But because of this, you know, you are. So that part I'm excited about.
That is one thing that I have really enjoyed about this. I mean, we're 30 episodes in, and I feel like I barely know anything about this NFT space besides, you know. I feel like I'm still so left behind, but I do see, you know, recurring artists coming up over and over and over again on these different platforms, and I start to recognize their work, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know who that is, I know who that is, I know who that is. You know, and that's one thing that I've really enjoyed about the NFT space, is being able to see all these new artists. You know. But it's, as I've told Dave from the very beginning, you know, and I've said this on the show multiple times, it needs to become, eventually it's going to become a part of everyday life. You know, as an artist, where it's like, okay, I've got my little shop here, you know, here's where you can buy my NFTs if you want, you know. I'm also doing client work, but on the side, here's a few NFTs if you want to buy them. You know, where it's not so much all about the shilling every single day and trying to get out there. You can
shill if you want to, but it's a different kind of rat race. I mean, I think even as a bigger picture, just the technology in place, once like governments get like with their arms around whatever they're going to try to get their arms around, and whatever's like not choked to death out of existence. You know, I've said this, but there used to be a time where people would literally go to a grocery store and write a check to get cash. Like, oh, could I write this check for 20 over, right? Like, that sounds insane. You spent $75 and you wanted cash back. You'd have to literally pull out a checkbook, write out a check, and they would like decide whether or not you were good for it on the spot, and then you'd get 20 extra bucks. Like, that's funny. I forgot you could do that. Right. But and then ATMs were like people used to actually balance their checkbooks, right? Like you were taught in school how to balance your checkbook, like charter style, like you're actually entering into like. And now, like when ATMs were coming out, like that was groundbreaking. This is insane. There was a certain part of whatever current generation would never do it, right? They're like, I will never trust a bank to have my money be like just data, and like money's data anyway. But like, I feel like this is a radically larger thing. But in 5 years, 10 years, this is going to be as day to day as using an ATM card number to buy something online. Right. There was a time where people were like, that's insane. I can do what?
I remember the first time I went to Taco Bell and I could pay with a credit card. I was like, this changes my whole life.
And I think this is in the same way. Will just the use of NFTs and the idea that you have, you know, this technology that you can trace back to like ownership, like that stuff is going to become so commonplace that it's like there was a time where people like everybody didn't have a website, or like everybody didn't have a cell phone. This will be part of it.
You have a website? Nerd.
Geocities.com.
EJ says NFTs are basically in the internet 1.0 phase. You know. And by the way, he's been pretty successful in NFTs. His kind of came out between episodes, but he had just a pretty successful drop this week, right?
Sold out.
What was it on?
Sold out real quick. I don't remember. It was
I don't remember.
Nifty.
I think it was Nifty.
Maybe he'll write it in here.
It wasn't. It wasn't Nifty Gateway. It was something else. Nifty Nifty something.
Nifty
EJ.
something. I'm sure he'll write it once the delay happens here.
Save me, EJ. Anyway, in the meantime,
it is in its infancy. NFT Royale.
NFT Royale. Yeah, there you go. So in the meantime, if anyone has any NFTs that they're dropping, Nifty Royale, there you go. Any NFTs that they're dropping over the next week, feel free to email us info@mograph.com and we will shill them on the show. Other than that, we probably need to get out of here.
Last week too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. All right.
All the
drops. There you go. That's a whole new one that I'm going to have to add to my list.
Yeah. Send us your drops. If you are listening to the show, send us your drops every time. We don't care. Just shill it. Just bombard us with it and we'll put it out there. Yeah.
You know what they call NFT on Nifty Royale in England?
Oh, no, you didn't.
A Nifty Royale. That's what Nifty Gateway is in England.
Yeah, a Nifty Royale.
A Royale. A Nifty Royale with cheese.
It's the perfect way to end this episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, let's get out of the drop then.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
The drop. Is this the fucking mic drop? This is exactly what I should be doing.